My experience with my team wasn't as active as last time, but that wasn't a bad thing. We'd still be active in class when we would all be in class together, yes, but we also didn't waste time getting busy with our separate ideas. Our discussions were more exemplary of quality than quantity, which allowed us to individually think about how to interpret the brief. By communicating multiple versions of our then overarching idea, we were able to apply it to our creative decisions with contingencies for if it didn't work somehow. Our approach towards the idea of community is communities can be escapes from your day-to-day and mundane lives. This is the overarching idea across all of our pieces. With my piece, I prioritize, though with struggle, juggling multiple assignments at once, to the point where I neglect an aspect of my health, sustenance. My reality was stress from large workloads, and my escape was the dish that I knew how to cook best, fried rice, which is also a double entendre for community. One meaning is that fried rice is an amalgamation of many different ingredients that provide cohesion and distinction in fried rice's flavors, similar to a community, what it's known for and who's a part of it. A certain part of someone can indicate their membership in a certain community, like how they respond to certain situations. For example, say in a gated community, there's a crime. Their reactions or responses would most likely be, "Oh, this never happens here." And there's always going to be a hint of disgust and contempt, and they're superior and this shouldn't be happening in their lives. But say, in a low socioeconomic community, crime happens. The response is most likely just going to be indifference. Also, individuals can have distinct roles in a community that provide a nuanced understanding, i.e., a member of parliament and a local homeless man. The second meaning is that food is one of the strongest forces that bring humans together. Eating dinner with the people you love is so much better when you eat dinner alone, even if they eat from different places in the house. There's always going to be an undeniable sense of belonging, and that is damn wholesome and motivating. Stylistically, I wanted my piece to progress. The film starts at night with minimal lighting for higher contrast to depict a somewhat depressing scene. My lighting setup consisted of a desk lamp, fairy lights, a sunset lamp, and an outdoor light. The most emphasized light in the scene is the sunset lamp that was set to a dark blue color, sometimes passing as violet. I used this light to depict a somber, dreadful scene to complement my performance as a numb, tired out of his mind guy. It also just looked gorgeous in my opinion. To give the image a tonal contrast, I turned on my warmer tone fairy lights as well. And to give meaning to the tonal contrast, the fairy lights on my bed are meant to symbolize my need to prioritize my health calling to me. My bed is right there, I could just rest. Why don't I? Because I'm stupid as hell. The tonal shift happens quite abruptly, but we don't notice its significance until the end. The match jump cut happens to show how quickly I fell asleep because of how tired I really was. From the cyberpunk-ish night to the brand new day, I'm still hungry. The new task is now to satiate my hunger. The color grade of the cooking scene is inspired by the FX show The Bear. It made the best sense since it is a cooking show, for the most part. The fast-paced editing was also inspired by the show to show how frantic cooking can be. By the end of the film, I am back in my seat with a bowl of fresh fried rice in my hands, determined and in a better headspace to keep working. The main difference in color compared to the beginning is that it is now monochromatic yellow to depict happiness and confidence. I was pretty proud of the decisions that I made in terms of color, composition, and pace. One more thing to add to the film analysis. The aspect ratio change was probably the most on the nose. There is only one, which is always the safest number to avoid any distractions. Besides, it was deliberate. In the beginning, I felt as though the world rested upon my shoulders. Every problem there is, and ever will be, required attention. Thus, the widescreen 16:9. I wanted to visually represent somebody stretching themselves too thin, with all the responsibilities except his own well-being. As I begin prepping the ingredients for the fried rice, the aspect ratio narrows to 4:3 to depict a more intimate and focused scene. This is where my perspective changes, one thing at a time. Now, some things I would do differently next time. My scheduling was crap. In my original script, I wanted to get an insert shot of 11:48 p.m. for no particular reason, just a scheduling thing. I ended up getting an insert shot of 12:07 a.m. instead. It was so far past my bedtime. Lesson: Never overestimate my time management skills when solo filmmaking. Always underestimate. Same thing happened the day after. I overestimated my time management skills while cooking and filming it at the same time. I was very proud of the final product in the end, regardless of the production hell I went through. The main thing to avoid is the panic of running behind schedule by humbling and underestimating myself and starting much earlier. That's about all I got for you today. Peace.